Welcome back. Welcome back. TOT Draft Day Spectacular. We're going through almost every single team, every single pick. We're starting it off here with the Spurs. Only ended up getting one pick, even though they had 4 and 8. We will touch on them trading away Rob Dillingham. However, we're here to talk about the guy they drafted, who we both like a lot. I think his player comp is a lot of Drew Holiday in him, and I think he has the potential to really work it out.
Pause. He's got a lot of Drew Holiday in him. No, on a real note, though, I really like this guy's game. It is Drew Holiday-esque, but he's a little bit more explosive than that, and I think he's more of a dynamic, maybe not dynamic scorer, but I feel like he has a lot more upside on the offensive end of the ball than Drew.
Yeah, especially what we're seeing right now from Drew. Yes, it is the later stage of his career. He's probably the best perimeter defender in the NBA, and he's just one of those glue guys that works on any team. And for Stephon Castle on the Spurs, I mean, you're playing alongside already one of the 25 best players, the best defender in the NBA, in my opinion, in Wemby. Like, you just need to get him the ball. And while also this team, yes, has a lot of young guards like Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell, you're going to be able to get your minutes. This team is not ready to be totally sold on Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell. Like, you're going to get your minutes. You're going to be able to develop for this team. And that's what you really wanted it for. Like, this class is a little weak, but I think he was probably the best American prospect in this class. So, I mean, being able to get him at 4 is a steal, but let's just hear your thoughts on how this combo with Wemby is going to work out.
I like a more explosive ball dominant point guard like him, as opposed to someone who maybe can get isolation buckets, because with Wemby, you don't want a guy who's going to sponge a ton of possessions. His first step's extremely fast. What I really liked about him, though, is that he made winning plays on that chip run. Like, he's not afraid to set screens. He's not afraid to go in there and bang and crash boards. Like you said, he's 6'6", so he's a big boy. I think it's a good fit. You don't want to get a guy like Rob. Like, I could see how casually you'd be like, oh, Rob Dillingham and Wemby and everything. But that's just like kind of two things clashing. You want a guy who can go two ways. You want someone who's explosive and slashing for Wemby to space the floor, maybe get some switches and even run some guard pick and roll with him too, because he's a big, strong body.
Yeah, I mean, for the first half of the season, we watched them run Jeremy Sohan at the point. Like, that just didn't work. And as soon as you put Trey Jones in there, Wemby looks like a top 25 player in the NBA at 19 years old, 20 years old. Like, this guy is going to be one of the best players in the NBA within 2 years. Like, that's just how talented he is, both offensively and defensively. And being able to have a guard that can also score, unlike Trey Jones, and can also pass the rock. And he's huge. And one of the biggest issues with the Spurs last year is they couldn't defend at all. Like, they were very bad without Wemby on the floor. They were the worst defense in the NBA, and they were like 24th with Wemby. And you know how much of an impact Wemby makes.
Nah, this dude is seatbelt though. Yeah, even after just watching some clips right there. I mean, I remember it from the run and everything, but just refreshing my mind on it, there were some possessions. He's a fucking menace, dude. He's a pest.
Yeah, like being able to guard Terrence Shannon, one of the best scorers in college basketball last year, one-on-one in the March Madness. Like, those are just things that you can't really get often in the NBA draft. And when you're getting it at 4, and also just the size, man. Like, I'm just going to keep touching on the size because you already have Wemby. So fuck you. You already have Wemby, who's huge. So then now you're going to get even bigger at the guard position with Stephon Castle. This fit just seems like the right play for the Spurs, and that's who I had them taking at 4 anyway. But I was just glad to see the Spurs take a guy like that.
But again, all you fucking pussies at home who are sitting on the couch with a fat stomach trying to say Rob Dillingham or blah, 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 blah. These guys get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to make these high-level decisions, and they know more than you. They know more than Matt. They know more than me. Great fit. The guy's got his shit going. Also, like, I saw an interview where when he was coming out of high school, he wasn't touted as a phenomenal defender, but he was saying his defense was underrated. I think he's always been a good defender, but he was such an explosive scorer in high school. I think it was looked under a little bit. He really can clamp up. He also got a 40 ball either. I forget when it was last year or the year before. I don't know. Like, obviously, a lot of guys who are elite can score 40 in college, but it's not too often someone gets a 42 ball. At least he can fill it up.
Yeah, no. Let's segue into the Rob Dillingham argument of this. For me, I wanted them to take Rob just because I wanted to see what it would look like with him next to Wemby, just as a fan. But as a basketball fit, it's just one of those things where it probably wouldn't have worked, like you said, as well as that all the people at home probably think. It's just, I don't know if I love the trade for the Spurs, because you're getting a pick in 2030 and then a swap and or swap in 2030 and a pick in 2031, like the Wolves will probably still be good at that point, but it's 7 years down the line. We don't know. Like no one knows 7 years from now. So it's just one of those weird kind of things where you would have liked them to get a player at 8. That's just like, unless it was a trade for next year's draft, which is loaded, I feel like I wanted them to get a player at 8, whether it was Dalton Connect, I guess Rob Dillingham for me personally, but like there was just a lot of guys on the board that could have been taken there that I wish they would have gotten to help fill out that roster a little more and kind of push the Spurs away from being in that bottom 3 to get in the lottery.
No. Oh, sorry. No. I think Rob would have been cool to watch for a couple games, but if you're trying to build a long-term, like, Rob just kind of strikes me, and I love Rob's game. I think he's elite, but I'm a little bit worried for his jump to the NBA, personally. I think it's going to be a bit of a shell shock. He's a great scorer and everything, but he's pretty undersized, and it's not like a Steph scoring or a Kyrie scoring. It's hard to explain.
It's more of a Darius Garland or Tyrese Maxey type scoring, where it's like quick, shifty moves, but like
he's so fucking frail.
Yeah, he's 170.
So I'm 170. No, I'm playing. But I don't wish I was 170. I'd be a fucking twig like Rob Dillingham. But it's a different type of scoring that I think that they needed. And like I said, like he's so explosive, and he is, like you said, he's a very good passer.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
great lob thrower. Okay.
One of the best lob throwers. He played with Donovan Clingan in college. We're talking about Stephon Castle here, but like, that's one of those things where you've played with a big, and well, yes, Wemby can space out and do all the other things. You could throw it anywhere by the hoop, and Wemby will put it down. So it's just one of those fits that you wish. Just one of those fits that you really, really like. And yes, trading away the 8th pick kind of stinks, but you got 2 pick and a swap in return for it. And I mean, there's a lot you can do moving forward. This team is not going to be toward the bottom for very long with those 2 guys on the team. And I'm excited to see how Stephon Castle really plays out on the Spurs. But any final comments, or is that it for this one?
No, I think we touched everything. Pause.
All right. We're going to do a T-Wolves video coming out shortly after this one, so check that out. But like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.